Hey guys, welcome back to another tutorial. Today let's get into doing our vertical bracing connections. So we are connecting our circular section bracing to our columns and tie beams. All right, so if you take a look at the design, this is what we're trying to achieve, guys. This is what we're trying to achieve. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, I am going to isolate this connection here. We will start with this connection, or we can go at it as it is. Okay, so let's go to connection vault, and we are going to be using tube connections. Okay, so remember, there is a reason why we're adding this extension. So we have to use this one that connects a column, base plate, and the diagonal, which is our bracing. Okay, so let's select that. Select our beam, which is our column in this case. Enter. Select our gusset, our base plate, which is our end plate in this case. Enter. Then select our bracing. Then hit enter. All right, so this is what comes out. This is what comes out. As you can see, it's a bit of a mess. So let's get to the editing. Okay, so shape at the column, we need it to be perpendicular to the column. Shape at the base plate, we need this to be variable. We need this to be variable. And then distance layout, just leave it like that. And then we have to align this to the base plate. As you can see, the gusset plate now, it's not being chamfered in alignment to the base plate. So for that to happen, you check this box that says align to the base plate. As you can see, it has been cut off to the edge of the base plate. That is exactly what we want. So let's go on with the editing. The thickness is 8mm. All right, then these are the projections, guys. You can play around. I don't know, I have those projections, but I haven't been given the actual dimensions of those projections, so I am not going to add those. I'm just going to leave them as they are. All right, so let's go to gusset plated contour. There, I don't need anything. Bolts and gusset plate. Okay, from there, all right, let's go to one. That's the cutback. The cutback hasn't been specified there, so we're just going to leave that as is. And then edge distance, to edge distance sandwich, that's 30. That's that one there. Item number 2 there. So item number 2 on our side, it is given as 45. 45, and then we've got 2 bolts, and then the intermediate distance is 80. And then the edge distance has not been given, but I will take that as 45 as well as the start of the edge distance. So I am going to add that as 45. Okay, so we have the second set of bolts, which is starting at 30, which is item number 6. Right, we don't need those, so this we just leave at 1. All right, so now we need to edit the other edge distances. So the edge distance 6 here, as you can see, it says 30. All right, the edge distance there, it says 67. So let's add our 67 there. All right, so this 67 should be coming from, if you notice, our sandwich plate is a bit out on the outside of the circular section to allow for welding. So if you do the math, that means that 67 by 2, you get 134. So if you say 134 less 114, you get 20. So that means that there has been 10mm extra on each side for welding purposes. So let's keep that in mind, guys. I'll show you where it will come to usage as well. So let's go to sandwich plate. On the sandwich plate, we don't want any bolts, and then we want the sandwich plate on one side. We can choose either back or front, so we will choose back. That's what we wanted. And then the thickness is still 8mm thickness. Distance from the gasket, just leave it as 25. And then we go to tab plate. On the tab plate, right, this option that says create plate, just uncheck this. Right, as you can see, it has deleted the tab plate. Now we are left with 2 items, but as you can see, our sandwich plate on the tube, on the circular alloy section, is offset. So what do? We go back to sandwich plate option, and then as you can see, this option was previously grayed out. Now it's highlighted. So let's select this and say center sandwich plate, enter. Okay, remember guys, when I say that we need to offset our circular alloy section bracing by the thickness of the plate, this was the whole purpose. Now if you check, when we do our fabrication drawing, you will notice that this plate is exactly on the center of the flange. This is exactly what we wanted. And as well, if you check, this sandwich plate is exactly at the center of our tube bracing. This is exactly what we wanted to achieve in the beginning. So guys, you need to also understand, you need to think ahead of the process before you get to the destination. This is how detailers are, are doing in the industry. You can't just think one step, you need to think 2 or 3 steps ahead so that you can actually achieve what you want to achieve. So now imagine if you didn't offset this. Now you have to think about how to offset, and it becomes a tedious process. So guys, plan your work, study the drawing, and plan how you're going to achieve or execute your project. So from here now, let's continue. All right, let me just make this a bit visible. Okay, so this is what we have achieved so far. Let's continue with that. Okay, template, we have sorted it out. Let's go to welding and bolts. The bolting is what we want, M20 bolts, that's exactly what we want. All good here. The welding as well, all good. Member connection, we don't want anything to do, we don't have anything here that we need to worry about. Then we go to stiffener and cover. Okay, now cover plate, we need a cover plate that is slotted, so that's what we need. And then from there, the thickness is 8, and then the layout projection is total. Now the total, now you can't just have a small cover plate like this because it doesn't allow for welding. So we need to extend this. We need to create a bigger cover so that we can allow for bolting. So total, remember guys, when we said this has an extra 10mm, the sandwich plate is an extra 10mm on each side, so we're going to say 20 plus the 114.3, that gives us 134. All right, so this is exactly the size of the cover plate that we want. So guys, this is how we want our connection to be. Anything else, guys, you can just check, play around and see how you can achieve what you want to achieve and all that kind of stuff, and you get the desired connection that you want to achieve. So guys, all these you can just check and see the way forward that you want to get. So from here we are set. So from there, now what we need to do is to propagate this joint, this connection, propagate this connection. Hopefully it is going to get us exactly what we want. Okay, let's see. Okay, did it propagate? All right, select, then okay, propagate is not available. Let's see again. All right, propagate is not available, so that means we have to add this manually. So let's just copy this. Okay, select that, hit enter, select, hit enter, then let's add these connections. Let's add the connection. So beam, enter, plate, base plate, gusset plate, end plate, sorry, enter, and then that enter. So let's do that for the rest, even this side as well. So in this connection, we've got that. Okay, I need to pick it up again. Okay, let me just switch this to 3D shaded because the navigation is becoming a problem. All right, so from there, let's pick up our connection again. Let's copy that. Select our connection, enter, and then zoom in on that connection. Select that, enter, the plate, enter, the tube, enter. Okay, so this needs to be edited. This needs to be edited. This needs to be edited. We need to sort this out. So that means our connection won't be possible on that point. So let's go to this one, select that, enter. We need to select the plate, not that. Select the plate, enter, select that, enter. Okay, then from there, do the same for this. To select that, we need the plate, enter, and then add, enter. Okay, so in this place, in this case, we have sorted everything out. Okay, so let's see what is going on with our connection here. Let's see what this design says about that SOP. Okay, so apparently our SOP is not going to the center line of the column, but to the center of the edge of the tie beam, to the edge of the tie beam. That's where our SOP is going. Our SOP, if you can check, if you have downloaded the drawing, and if you can check, you'll notice that our SOP is not coming there, but it is going to that point there. As you can see, the dimension, we've got 298 to the edge of the sandwich, and then from the edge of the sandwich you've got 230, and that 230 is going to that point, not to the center of the column. So we need to adjust that so that this can work. All right, so before we think of anything else, let's just try to see if we can adjust that in a simpler manner. Okay, that is that. Let's just pull this to, let's see where we can pull it. Okay, let's see where we can pull it. Okay, if I do a construction line from the center there to the center there, should give us the point where to pull this back, and hopefully it is going to work. Okay, exactly, guys. As you can see, our connection has worked. Our connection has worked without the need to delete the connection. So what we need to do is just to have a construction line so that you can mark the center point, and then we can pull this backwards to that center point there. Right, should work. And then let's do that this other side as well. So I have a construction line there from that center to that center, and then let's pull that back to that middle point there. Exactly. So let's do that one more time, and then we try and propagate our connection and see if it comes out. Okay, so line command, pick up the center and pick up the center, enter, pick up that node, pull it back to that point there. Exactly. So this is how we want our SOPs to be. So let's just try and propagate our connection. Let's just bring up the connection joint. Okay, done. Let's okay, propagate is not available, so I guess we have to copy this. Selected, select that, enter that plate, enter that, enter. Okay, seems like it's working now. Do the same here. Enter, enter, enter. And then same this side. Select the plate, select that, enter. So this is what the connection comes out looking like. Okay, so with that being said, we still need to do a connection on the base plate. So let's just copy this. See, for the base plate should be the same setup. Okay, same setup. Okay, so let's go there. Now select the column, enter, select the base plate, enter, and select the diagonal, enter. Okay, so that's how our connection is looking like. So let's do the same. Let's try and see if we can ever propagate at this point in time. Adjust that. Then let's hide it, select that. Okay, propagate is still not available, so let's just simply copy it. It has been copied already. So column, plate, diagonal. Let's go to the other side. Column, plate, diagonal. Then column, plate, then diagonal. Okay, so this is how we want it to look like. You can also adjust and bring this cut back a little bit inside into the column. So it's up to you guys. It's up to you. So from there, let's do a connection for that point there. So we go back to our connection vault, and then we need this one as that connects two diagonal beams to one beam. Okay, so let's select that, minimize that, select the beam, select the two diagonals now. Okay, so guys, the editing is going to be the same, similar to what we did with the other one. So let's just make it more visible. Double click that to bring the connection tab back. Okay, gusset plate, we need a thick. All right, then from there, projection, let's leave it like that. Gusseted beam, leave it like that. And then we go to bolt diagonals from the column, edge distance to sandwich. This is 45. And this is the connection here. Yes, this is the connection. Let me just highlight it from the design. All right, this is the connection, guys. This is what we want to achieve there. So, all right, let's get to it. Let's continue with it. Then let's zoom in there. Then from there, we need 2. Then intermediate distance is 80, not 90. Let's change that. Intermediate distance on the edge, that's 45. And then we need one number like that. So from there, we are now good. Then we need to change the edge distance as well. So the edge distance, that's number 6. We need 67 as per design. If you check on the design, say 67, similar to what we did before. So same as on the other side. That's good. That's what we need. And then bolt parameters, all good. We don't need anything there. Welding 6mm continuous, that's good. Tab and sandwich, this is where we need to edit. So we don't need bolts like previously, guys. We don't need bolts. Sandwich at the back, rather it has to be on the front so that it can be the same with the bottom there. Then from there, The thickness is 8, and then distance from the tab 20. Let's put this at, okay, according to the drawing, according to the design, 20 is correct, which is that dimension there. So that is all good. On the same side, on the other side, that's good. Then on the tab, remember we need to check this, uncheck this, create plate, uncheck this, and then go back to our sandwich and then say center the sandwich plate. All right, then from there we go to our tab. All good. Second one, the same with the first one, end plate, rectangular, or you can put a fillet, it's up to you, or you can put a chamfer, it's up to you. A chamfer that's 20 or 15. We can put a chamfer at 15. All right, then from there we go to cover and stiffener. Then our cover has to be cover slotted, and then the thickness, it's 8, and then here it's total, not projection, and the total is 134. Remember guys, from the 10 millimeter thickness additional. So that's what we're dealing with. So from there we are good to go. Cover on the same side, all good. You can add stiffeners if you want. You can add beam stiffeners as well. Since we can just add beam stiffeners for the fun of it. Okay, so from there let's just add a full one. That's that. The thickness is 8. Another full one there, and then let's just add another full one in the middle for the fun of it. Okay, good. All right, there we are. We have added our stiffeners. So from here now on, end plate, we don't need anything there. We're good to go. Let's just select this and see if we can propagate the joint. Yes, we can. Okay, that's good guys. As you can see, it has propagated to all the sections, all the points where we've got a similar connection. All the points where we've got a similar connection, we have added that connection. So we have successfully created our connections to our vertical bracing. So guys, enjoy, practice. On the next episode we are going to be adding purlines, and we also start doing purline connection. That's our cleats. Enjoy. Cheers.